Hey guys, I figured I'd do a video on the Reason Rally. I'm sure you've heard everyone else talk about the Reason Rally, but this is also about the entire trip to DC. I'll probably do two of these, one now and one next week, and I'll probably do one on my HIV treatment in between that. So, here's how the trip went. We headed down Thursday after work and drove straight from Indianapolis to DC with my girlfriend and two of our friends. It took us from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m., so we were really tired. We crashed at the hotel just north of where all the other atheists were staying at, so we didn't run into nearly as many people as others did. The first day, we tried to figure out how the metro works. Indianapolis barely has public transportation, so you have to have a vehicle of your own to get anywhere. We loved it. It really explains why the Midwest has such high levels of stress and obesity, since we drive in traffic everywhere and don't have to walk or can't walk anywhere. Hell, we only now are installing sidewalks only in areas of the road we get around to fixing. So we woke up and took the trains down to the metro station. Heading directly west, passing the Department of Treasury, we went to try and see the White House, but we went to the South Lawn and they blocked us from seeing it, and we really didn't have the drive to walk around to the north side. So we walked over to the Smithsonian, passing the IRS and the EPA, which both have really great architecture. We first walked around the Museum of Natural History, which has amazing sections on human evolution and another on mammalian megafauna. That's where we met up with Nicotine, or ContraPoints, and he interviewed me for a sociology class where he was supposed to do a paper on a person who transitioned from one culture to another. And he chose a person from the Midwest who transitioned from Christian culture to atheism. It was pretty eye-opening to all around who listened, including myself, as he asked me questions I hadn't thought to make videos on. After that, we went to the geology area where Archifantasies geeked out. Here we are at the exhibit about the Chilean miners. Yeah. It's crazy. No, I'm pretty sure
nobody's going back down there. But as you can see, they're pretty light.
Yeah. After that, we left, and after taking an hour to find the video game exhibition, because there are like tons of art museums that are owned by the Smithsonian, we ran into Zonstar, LJ on YT, and the Cosmos Chaos, and found the directions. We went to a very fun video game exhibition. It was really cool. After that, we rode the train to DuPont Circle and went to a tea shop for some really good oolong. The shop was called Teaism, and we waited to meet up with Zonstar again. When we finally got the call, my eyes almost bugged out. They got so wide. He had Thunderfoot and DPR Jones with him.
Onward, secular soldiers!
I feel exploited. I don't.
They call it a church. Yeah, it is crooked.
That sign is very good.
I think we should be more drunk when we do this.
Yes.
We'll be
we
more
can't really come.
then.
Yeah. All get tested. We had dinner at an upscale Italian place and had an awesome time. Michael Payton, 67, a PhD in neurology, was also there. Me and Hannibal the Victor had been trying to debate fringe elements and the other racetards on the issue of brains, and we were, kind of lamenting that there weren't any neurologists on YouTube. Well, turns out there is. DPR is a really fairly quiet guy, but really awesome. Thunderfoot is a person that if you ever meet him in real life, you just can't help but like him. He's a genuinely nice guy, and in his field, he is just brilliant. Even though I disagreed with him on his Islam videos, and he tends to break many of Sagan's rules of skepticism, like going beyond his area of expertise and taking criticism of his claims personally, and instead of attacking claims, he attacks an entire culture he doesn't understand the nuances of. But then again, when you're used to being the smartest cookie around, learning real skepticism is never forced. I was used to being the smartest person around, and it wasn't until I started hanging out with a bunch of people who were better educated in many ways than myself, or just happened to be better educated in fields I didn't understand, that I gave a lot of pushback myself. And man, is he a smart cookie. Just knowing what I know about his field has me in awe. So, I mean, it's a natural reaction. We left that night, and the next day we headed to the Reason Rally. We met someone on the train the next day who knew me, which was pretty awesome, and then we went to the rally. Most of the morning was pretty YouTube celebrity free. I did meet Purple Fox, which was very cool. He does videos on his deconversion. Honest Discussioner was around, who I had met at the last gathering, and we even got our pictures taken with Michael Shermer and saw James Randi up very close. I believe it's in the last video I posted. I ran into the Talking Primate, who does a Jack Handy-like Messages from God, and then bumped into the Schizophrenic Queen. Of course, it rained a lot, and then around 1 or 2-ish, the YouTube population exploded. But I will save that for the next video.